In a dimly lit room, Michael sat on a worn-out chair, the darkness around him feeling like his only companion on a bitter night. The wind howled outside the cracked window, and the cold air crept into his tired bones. In his hand, he held a mug of cold tea, his pale face reflecting years of exhaustion and pain. Silent tears slid down his cheeks as he remembered how his life used to be before fate, or rather, his closest friend, betrayed him. Michael was in his 40s. A man who had built his life on trust and hard work. Now, he was drowning in debts far beyond his ability to handle, his heart bleeding from the wound of betrayal. How had it come to this? He closed his eyes, and the years rolled back, taking him to days that felt like heaven. Michael and his friend David had known each other since childhood, growing up in a quiet town by the River Thames. They played in the meadows, sharing dreams of a better future. Over the years, they moved to London and started a joint business in textile trading. They worked day and night, building a small company from scratch. "Michael, you're the brother I never had," David would often say with a sincere smile, patting him on the shoulder. "We'll build an empire together, side by side." Michael would always reply, "Yes, David. Nothing can break a friendship like ours." Years of loyalty followed, sharing both profits and hardships. When Michael's father fell ill, David was the first to cover the medical expenses, saying, "Your money is my money, your family is my family." In their moments of success, they would celebrate together, planning for a future that looked as bright as a summer morning, but grieved that monster sleeping. In some hearts it began to awaken in David's. As the company grew, profits flowed like a steady river, and Michael trusted his friend completely, signing documents without reading them and leaving him in charge of the finances. What Michael didn't know was that David had begun quietly siphoning money into secret accounts, creating fake contracts to swallow the profits. The signs appeared: late payments, unexplained losses, but Michael blamed them on the economy. One day, he discovered the company was on the brink of bankruptcy. In the accounts, he found forged signatures and fraudulent transfers. David had stolen millions and fled to Manchester, leaving Michael to face the creditors alone. When he finally found David's address, he stood before the polished wooden door, trembling. David opened it with a fake smile, though his eyes betrayed him. "Michael, what brings you here?" David asked nervously. "What brings me here?" Michael shouted, tears streaming down his face. "You stole everything. Years of friendship, trust, hard work, all thrown away for money. How could you look me in the eye every day while planning this?" David's face turned cold. "Don't be naive. The weak fall, and the strong take. You trusted too much, so I took advantage. Now leave before I call the police." "The police?" Michael's voice cracked. "You're the thief, David. You were my brother. I shared my life with you, and you stabbed me in the back." David stepped back and said, "Friendship doesn't pay the bills, Michael. This world belongs to the clever." Michael left, broken. Back in his dark room, he sat on the floor, lifted his hands to the ceiling, and whispered, "God is my witness, and he will judge. A wrongdoer may escape people's eyes, but never God's."